Imagine failing 5,126 times, and the next attempt changes how millions of homes clean forever. Most people quit after 5 tries, some push to 10. This man went past 5,000, and it only gets stranger from here. Picture the late 1970s. Vacuum cleaners are already in homes, so you'd think the problem of cleaning floors was solved. But if you've ever used an old-style vacuum, you know the truth. It starts strong, then slowly turns into a loud box that just pushes crumbs around. Why? The dust bag. As it fills, airflow drops, suction fades, and your powerful machine becomes a wheezing plastic pet. James Dyson, a British designer and inventor, got so annoyed with this that one day he basically thought, why am I fighting my vacuum more than the dirt? Also, changing those dusty bags was like opening a tiny sandstorm in your living room. Dyson's goal sounded simple: build a vacuum cleaner that doesn't lose suction. That's it. No world domination plan, just consistent performance. Easy? That's what makes this story funny. Almost every engineer before him had accepted suction loss as normal, like that's just how vacuums are. Dyson didn't buy that. At the time, he wasn't a vacuum expert. He was a product designer. But sometimes not being an insider helps. You don't know which rules you're supposedly not allowed to break. His early designs were chaotic. Plastic tubes taped together, cones, funnels, motors bolted onto weird frames. His workshop looked less like a lab and more like a place where robots go to fall apart. But this is where it gets weird. The breakthrough idea didn't come from a home appliance at all. Dyson visited a sawmill and noticed a huge industrial cyclone tower. These towers spin air in a cone shape so fast that dust and particles get flung out by centrifugal force, separating them from the air. No bag, no clogging, just physics doing the work. Dyson thought, if a giant factory machine can do this, why not a tiny one in a vacuum cleaner? So he built a small cyclone system into a vacuum. It failed. The airflow wasn't right. Dust still clogged parts. He tweaked the cone angle, failed again. He changed the seals, failed. Adjusted the motor, failed. And this didn't happen a few times. It happened thousands of times. Prototype 100, 500, 1,000. His savings started disappearing. Imagine explaining at dinner, "How's work?" "Oh, great, honey. Only 4,000 more failures to go." Manufacturers didn't help. He took his design to major vacuum companies. Many rejected him. Some reportedly weren't excited about a machine with no bag because selling replacement bags was a steady business. From their perspective, a bagless vacuum wasn't just a design change, it was a business problem. And that triggered something nobody saw coming. Instead of giving up, Dyson became obsessed. Not in a dramatic movie montage way, more like a quiet, stubborn, I refuse to let this beat me way. He studied airflow like a scientist. Tiny changes in geometry made big differences. The diameter of the cyclone, the smoothness of internal surfaces, how air entered and exited the chamber. This is fluid dynamics hiding inside a home appliance. After 5,126 failed prototypes, number 5,127 finally worked. The cyclone system spun dust out of the air efficiently, and the suction stayed strong even as dirt collected. No bag, no slow performance death, just consistent power. The big moment wasn't fireworks. It was almost boring. The machine simply kept cleaning at full strength. But getting the world to care was another battle. Companies still weren't rushing to back him, so Dyson licensed the technology to a company in Japan. In the 1980s, a high-end model called the G-Force launched there. It was expensive, but it won design awards and proved the idea worked in real homes. But the real impact came later. Dyson eventually started his own company to produce vacuums under his name. The clear bins, the visible cyclones, he made the inside of the machine part of the design. Instead of hiding the engineering, he showed it off. It looked futuristic, almost like a science project you could plug in. People could literally see the dirt spinning inside, which somehow made cleaning feel more satisfying. The bagless cyclone system reshaped the vacuum industry.
Today, losing suction isn't something people just accept. Many modern vacuums use similar principles. A frustration most people shrugged off became a global technology shift because one person said, "This is dumb, we can do better." And here's the part people don't talk about enough. Those 5,126 failures weren't wasted. Each one answered a question. This angle doesn't work. That seal leaks. This airflow pattern stalls. Failure wasn't the opposite of success. It was the data that built it. The moment everything changed in history wasn't a dramatic speech or a lab explosion. It was a guy in a workshop staring at a machine that finally didn't lose suction, probably thinking, about time. The lesson? Innovation often looks ridiculous in the middle. Messy tables, broken parts, people saying no. Progress rarely comes from perfect first try. It comes from curiosity plus the refusal to accept good enough. And this isn't the only interesting hidden history. Subscribe to CuriosityVault for more strange discoveries, accidental inventions, and the persistent stories behind the things we use every day.